Hi, my name is Paul Yarmo of Team Yarmo Real Estate Group and Keller Williams Gateway Realty. And this is my wife and business partner, Deb. We really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video so we can discuss what needs to be done to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the fastest possible time.
The first thing we'd like to discuss is what makes us different and why you should choose Team Yarmo. And second, what are the things that we know that will make your property sell for top dollar? Let's talk about a few of these things. What we've learned over time is that there are 4 things that determine whether a property will or will not sell in this market. Number 1 is how it's priced. Unfortunately, this is not something that we can control. This is entirely determined by the market. So we'll look at a lot of data today and we'll talk about it. I was an appraiser for over 20 years, and my goal when we meet is to have you completely understand where your home fits in the current market. Number 2 is how it shows. It used to be, how does your property look when you walk in? Is it staged? Is it clean? Is it repaired? But now what happens is that people decide if they want to see your house based on how it shows online. So we need to do a good job staging your property, taking photographs, creating videos, doing the things that are going to motivate people to get out of their chair and come into your home. Because when people come in to see your home, they'll fall in love with it and they'll want to buy it. Number 3, how it's marketed. This is the one thing that I will control 100%. You're probably going to say that I didn't know anyone that did that much marketing. It's very thorough. And oh, by the way, if there's ever anything that another agent said they would do for some reason that I don't include in this video, or I forget to mention, please bring it up and we'll talk about it. Number 4 is communication. Have you ever listed your home with anyone else in the past? As I met or meet with sellers, the number 1 complaint is poor communication with their agents. The agent comes in, fills out the paperwork, puts a sign up in the yard, and then you don't hear from them again. When that happens, it hurts everyone. We won't be able to make timely adjustments. So we're going to communicate a lot. So let's start with pricing. Since this is what we truly do not control, when we're done and we've decided to commit to each other, we'll sit down with the data and figure out the right price. Our real estate team uses the most accurate and powerful method available to price your property. We use the same data that banks use, that appraisers use, that other agents use, and that buyers have access to figure out what the right starting point is. Once we get to the correct starting point, we'll figure out if we priced your property correctly. The right price of your property is not determined by any one agent or seller. It's determined only by current market conditions. We access accurate, up-to-date MLS data to select up to 5 active, 5 pending, and 5 sold properties that are most comparable in features and amenities to your property. Combined with our in-depth knowledge of market statistics, this method assures us that we price your property correctly, so it sells for the price you deserve. We'll know if we priced it correctly because within the first couple of weeks we should have an offer on your property. If we have a lot of showings but no offers, our research shows us that we're 3 to 6% off on asking price. We're going to take 5 actives that are the closest to your property in age, size, location, and condition and see where your house fits within that list. Then we're going to take 5 pendings and do the same. We'll know the list price and what price they were listed for when they went under contract, but we're not going to know what price was agreed to on the contract. Statistically, what this tells us is that if a house goes under contract right away, it means it's sold for at or over asking price. If the house has been on the market for a long time, it means that it's selling for 3 to 6% under asking. The last thing we're going to look at is sold property. This tells us what happened in the past, but markets change really quick, and all we can do is look at the data and make adjustments. We'll feel pretty confident in the price range that we're going to propose today. So when we're done today, we're going we're going to be able to look at the 5 best current listings, 5 best pendings, and the 5 best sold, and you'll be able to pick a price. Make sense? So next, let's discuss number 2, how it shows. One of the most important priorities is to make your property showcased well online. And we have to make sure it's extremely professional. Today's property buyers are armed with more information than ever. They tell their agents which property they want to see, and they've already rejected listings with too few or poor quality photos. It is absolutely vital that your online listings have the high impact photos, videos, and tours to make a lasting first impression that will motivate buyers to come see your property for themselves. This could include photography, photo editing, staging and repairs, virtual tours, or even virtual staging if your home is vacant. We're going to ensure that when they see your property online, they're going to want to get in your front door. The third thing is how we're going to spend most of today. It's how a property actually sells. The National Association of Realtors does a study every single year called the Profile of Buyers and Sellers. In that study, there's one section that we care about most. It's how buyers found the actual property that they purchased last year. We annually review this data that tells us exactly where buyers first found the actual property they purchased. With that data, we adapt our marketing strategy and resources to match where most buyers are finding properties just like yours so that we can sell it faster. Where most buyers are finding properties just like yours so that we can sell it faster and for more money. Let's talk about marketing. We know that agents are still an important part of the process. In fact, nearly 30% of all buyers found a property because an agent like me said, "You should go see this property." Now, when I started in real estate years ago, the number was much higher, like 70 or 80%, but it's still super important. It's nearly 1/3 of all sales. What that means is that you should hire a real estate agent that has a marketing plan in place that will market your property to other agents. Our plan includes marketing your property with electronic flyers to all agents, and not just to New Hampshire's 1,000 agents, but to Mass's 5,000 agents as well. We'll hand out paper flyers to the highest and most productive agents in the area. We found that 20% of the agents sell 80% of the properties. We'll do virtual tours. We'll do realtor office meetings, and we'll communicate and get feedback from realtors at broker open houses if necessary. Add all this together, all agents in this community will know about your property. And that's good because all agents that are good have buyers, and those buyers need a property today. So let's talk about online advertising. Almost 50% of all transactions occurred last year because buyers found properties online, which means you need to hire a real estate professional that has a marketing plan that dominates the internet. So we've identified 5 places that every property needs to be marketed in order for it to get sold in this market for the highest price. First is brokerage websites. Our technology allows us to make sure that your property is showcased to all major brokerages in the area. Here's a list of 8. If there's a brokerage in that area, no matter how big or small, your property will be showcased there. Next is the listing portals. We'll get your property featured in all the major listing portals that are out there. Sites like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com. There's about 500 of them. Here's what I know. It's not enough to just get your properties put on there. You've got to find a way to make sure that yours shows up at the top. And we've figured it out. There's lots of ways to do this, but let me give you some examples. Some of them are done by how often you update the listing. So we have an admin on our team to do this every other day. We change photos, we move things around, we add things to the marketing description. Some get priority just because we pay them. So we give them our credit card numbers and pay for priority placement. Realtor.com is like this. there's all kinds of tips and tricks. What we found is that if there's 27 pages of properties and 25 properties per page, the odds that a buyer is going to get to page 25 is pretty slim. So we're going to do our best we can to get our property at the very top of that list. And these three alone probably get 80% of all traffic. We will purchase youraddress.com to help drive traffic to your property. Number 4 is classified services. A new and upcoming portal is Facebook Marketplace. We're getting a lot of traction from that site. They just started allowing real estate ads from agents to be posted. Do you think that there's a foreign buyer that might want to purchase your home? In foreign countries, MLSs don't exist, so classified websites are really huge. We also have special tools that make it easy for us to post on Craigslist every 48 hours. Number 5 is social media, and of course, all the different social sites. In addition to us posting on our social media sites, we'll give you the tools so that you can help with marketing on your social media accounts as well. Do you think this strategy will get your home in front of a lot of buyers? Has any other agent said that they would do anything else regarding marketing that I forgot to mention? Next, traditional marketing is still important. With 44% of buyers finding homes online and 33% through that agent, that leaves about 20% finding their homes through traditional means like yard signs, open houses, networking, and print ads. We want to reach buyers at every opportunity. Here are the actual stats. Believe it or not, about 10% found property and purchased it from on-site advertising like signs or a flyer. But the average agent uses a single sign, probably with a single number they don't respond to, right? We're going to show you a different approach. Then there's open houses. About 5% of all buyers found their property through an open house. Next is networking. We probably already know someone that wants to live in your neighborhood. That's what we do. We're neighborhood experts. So between you and me, we'll work together on our existing database. And finally, there's print marketing. Here's an interesting stat. Less than 1% of all buyers found the actual property that they purchased through print advertising. Here are a couple of examples of how we tweak these traditional marketing methods. First, signage. Sometimes in New England, it's just too cold to get out of the car to grab a flyer. So we utilize a high-tech sign that we hang, and it allows someone to text a keyword to a number, and when they do, we send them information about your property instantly. When that happens, I or my team get a text message immediately with this potential buyer's cell phone number. It used to be that people would sneak over in the middle of the night and grab a flyer, and we never knew who grabbed them. With this new method, we know instantly, and me or one of my team members will call them within a few minutes. What we found is that flyers create objections and questions. Once we get their number, we can work with them to overcome objections and answer questions. This gets more people inside your home. Why don't you try it? Stop this video and text the name Yarmo, Y-A-R-M-O, to the number 59559. You'll get an instant link to the closest listings in your location. One more click, and you'll have access to that listing's info, photos, maps, and more. And this works wherever you are in the U.S. Next, let's talk about open houses. You may not believe this, but even today, with all the stuff going on in the world, that 7% of all sales are generated by open houses. So what we'd like to do is start off right away with an open house to see what kind of traffic we get. And if it turns out to be a great marketing tool, we'll do multiple of them. But if it doesn't drive a lot of people, we'll switch over to a better strategy. At our open houses, we have a registration app on an iPad that looks like this. So when someone enters your home, we ask every single person to register. This information is automatically entered into our database, and we'll follow up with them. One of the cool things we do at open houses is that we ask every single person these questions after they register. Is this a home that you can see yourself living in? And if it is, are you available today to write an offer? Next is networking. We at Team Yarmo excel at the essential skills of networking, which means we can find you buyers that other agents might miss out on. Deb is really good at knocking on doors in neighborhoods to find out if your neighbors know anyone that wants to live near them, and also asking for business in public places. We host and attend events often to constantly widen our network. We have a database of over 2,500 buyers and investors who are constantly looking for houses like yours. This separates us from other agents. Our database contains hundreds of active buyers that are looking for property right now. Lastly, in the traditional realm is print advertising. While less than 1% of homes are sold as a result of print advertising, we still like to use just listed postcards and just sold postcards to help us. Lastly, one of the things that helps us stand out from other agents is our transparency. We have complete transaction transparency. You get 24-hour access to our client portal. It shows you all the tasks that we've completed, all the places that your property is being marketed, and the feedback we've gotten on your property from agents and buyers. For the first time in real estate, you'll know what services you're getting from your listing team for the fees you're charged. The number one complaint that sellers have of listing agents is that they don't know what the agent did for the fees they charged, and that's a problem. So what we did was utilize a system and technology that every time me or my staff completes a task, everyone is notified and kept well informed with the most important information, such as, here are the 17 things that Team Yarmo did today to get your property sold. Next, we'll also give you showing feedback. Whenever an agent shows your listing, we aggressively try to reach out to provide you with feedback that you need to compete in this marketplace. And then next, we'll give you marketing feedback as well. You can log into your private seller portal to see all the places that we are marketing your home. Click the links and see your home showcased everywhere that it matters. Our cutting-edge tech gets your listing in front of all the right buyers. When a buyer visits our website, we can see exactly what they're looking for, and they automatically get emailed new listings that match their searches. We'll know when they view your listing, saved your home as a favorite, or requested a showing. And from the day we list your property, we're going to send you market updates. Market updates are going to go out either weekly or bi-weekly, whichever you prefer. So you're going to get a list of everything that's new, active, pending, or sold around your property, and you're going to know as soon as I do what's going on in the market. And we can use that information to make adjustments if we have to. Thank you for watching this video. Let me ask you one more question. Does this seem like a plan that will get your house sold for the most amount of money? If so, the next step is to review the 555 CMA, complete the agreement, and choose a start date. Thereafter, our marketing simply takes over.
Thanks for watching. I just want you to know that if we have the pleasure and honor of listing your home for sale, I will personally see to it that you get the quality service and advice that you have every right to expect. Hope to see you soon. Thanks.